I'm here with Miss Turner. She's one of our 6th grade teachers, and she uses 5-star students as a classroom management system. And she's going to share kind of what she does, what she likes, and kind of how it has changed her classroom. And so you take it away.
Okay, so our currency is BarkBucks, and so I use paper BarkBucks as well as the 5-star app to incentivize students, and it really just depends on, in that moment, which one is going to work best. Students with the paper ones, during a time when they're working independently, and I have a few moments, then they can trade in the paper BarkBucks, and I will add them to their account. I call it making a deposit, to digitally add their BarkBucks to the 5-star account, so then they can spend them. And in class, I have this, I call it the wall of prizes, where I have a few small prizes that I will, I'll use them as extra incentives, especially if I've got one kiddo who's just going above and beyond. Like in addition, maybe I've already rewarded them with a BarkBuck, I might also say, hey, go and choose something from the prize wall. They also can make purchases, or I will do drawings for these items as well. They're super motivated by anything sweet as well as stickers. And then I also have the Teacher Express store. And this has all sorts of goodies in it, such as candy, full-size candy, Takis, sunglasses, and we've got some Rice Krispie treats in here. So for these items, I go based on kind of what the price has been set inside of 5-star for what if they were to make these purchases like out at lunchtime or digitally from the student government managed store. But I do this every 2 weeks to 1 month, and I began using this last year about midway through the year. They love this because they get to spend their BarkBucks and get their items immediately, which is different from when they make a purchase through the student government managed store. They love the candy. So again, I will open the store during a quiet downtime, or if they're doing something independently, and I will deduct the points from their 5-star account using the app. So they can spend these. I just make a note of like what they purchased in the subject line, just in case there are any questions later on and they forgot. They're 6th graders, sometimes they forget that they spent their BarkBucks. But they really love that immediate kind of reward to get for their hard work for earning BarkBucks. And then also, you know, sometimes the sunglasses in particular, like if one person buys them, then 3 more people come up and decide they have to have them that day as well. So it's kind of a little bit of a trend. So that's kind of what I do here with the Teacher Express.
So how long have you been running this system to store with the prize wall and everything?
So the prize wall I started using last year. I revamped it a little bit by just kind of going back through, really over the years, what I kind of had odds and ends that I had left over. And then I will add more of what they're interested in. They love that immediate reward of, it's like a big deal to be sent to the prize wall. It's kind of like above and beyond. And then the drama of kind of having your BarkBucks selected as well is super exciting.
So when you say you do a drawing?
I'll do a drawing. I'm not as consistent with that.
Yeah.
So it really just kind of depends on what we're doing. Sometimes, like during CASP, we would reward them with BarkBucks and tickets. So sometimes I would do, like at the end of that CASP testing session for the day, I would draw BarkBucks and send them up to get kind of an immediate prize. So this is kind of more of an immediate reward. Mm-hmm. And I use it more when they need it. So if I really am trying to get everybody moving in one direction, this is a terrific kind of incentive.
So is this something you think is going to last and you stick with, or something that might fade away?
I think the prize wall I will keep that. Mm-hmm. It'll change based on what they're interested in. But having this that they can see at all times is super exciting and motivating for them. And then This I don't keep out. I kind of tuck it away behind my desk until it's like, oh, I'll say maybe early in the week, like, oh, on Friday, I'm going to open the Teacher Express store. So if you've got BarkBucks, get them into your 5-star account. Think about what you want to purchase. I have a menu. This one's from last year, but just I had a student make up a little sign. It's not fancy. Mostly it's to help me remember how many BarkBucks everything costs. So it's not fancy, but it's super simple.
Yeah. And one thing that I've done for teachers, there's a teacher choice 5, teacher choice 10, and up to 25. So if there's things that we don't sell typically in the student government ran side of the store, teachers can bring in whatever they want, and then they can just determine the price and set it themselves. So they'll just click on teacher choice, and it gets deducted right away.
Yeah, and sometimes that's fun too for like those incentives that don't cost anything. So like, chew gum for a day, or sit by a friend, or use a special pen, things like that. Those can be incentives, kind of a fun way to change it up a little bit.
So the free is sometimes actually more motivating than the actual like candy that they can get on their own. And so how do you display that? Like when you do you actually have a sticker or something they see and they can choose it, or is it kind of at random?
It's kind of at random. I have not teaching in elementary school. I had like fancy like passes and things. I haven't used those. That's a good idea. I should probably do that.
If they see visual.
So that they can maybe purchase that pass and then trade it in like a homework pass or something. Again, it's really I kind of drive what my students need. So if it's a time where they're low on motivation, then I bring these things out more often and really try to incentivize them more often. Really look for even more opportunities to reward them.
Awesome. Well, I definitely see a trend along the 6th grade teachers of when they see what you guys are doing, they reach out to me and go, hey, can I get my prize wall pocket like organizer and get set up? So more and more teachers are seeing the success that you guys have, and thank you for what you do. And it alleviates some of the lines and the demand on my side at lunch, and then on the online delivery side of it. And so I don't mind refilling the boxes when they run low, and then kind of helping you guys keep you guys fresh with the supply.
Yeah, we certainly appreciate that. And then just, and I think variety is key too.
Yeah.
Sometimes the little prizes are fun, and sometimes it's really hard for kids, to get BarkBucks, and sometimes, then so those smaller like cost items, then they can still find something.
And free.
And
some
free.
of the free ones.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, well, thank you so much for your information that we can share with others to help their
anytime.
class.